Hi there, it's Friday the 11th of June 2021. We are continuing this month to ask the question, is God in control? And in particular this week, if God is in control, then why is there so much pain and suffering? And so far we've answered that question by saying, first of all, because sin is in the world. Not God's intention, but sin has come into the world and destroyed the world. That's why there is so much pain and suffering. And we all have a sinful nature. Secondly, people make wrong choices. People made bad choices. Not God's fault. That people make bad choices, and God has allowed that to take place. And thirdly, we judge God by our standards. We reckon God is not in control. We reckon if he was in control, then he shouldn't be allowing pain and suffering. But that's our judgment. That's not God's judgment. That's the way that we see things. That's not the way God sees life. God, in his supreme understanding and knowledge and in his will, he has allowed us to make wrong choices. He has allowed sin to come into this world. He has allowed the consequences to take place. He has allowed all that takes place that we see in our world today. He is God, and we cannot judge him. We have to bow to him and accept that he is altogether different. He knows what he's doing. And fourthly today, the answer to the question, if God is in control, why is there so much pain and suffering, is because suffering actually can make us stronger. James chapter 1 verse 2 to 4 says this, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith develops perseverance. Perseverance must finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything." Maybe that gives us a clue as to why God in his wisdom has allowed pain and suffering to come into his world. Because he knows that he can bring good out of it. Not his intention, he didn't want that in the first place, but he's allowed us to make our wrong choices, to choose sin, to choose wrongly. He's allowed that pain and suffering in our world, and through that pain and suffering he can bring out good qualities within us. He can bring out perseverance. He can bring out of us patience, endurance. He can bring out of us courage and strength and bravery. So many qualities which, if you think about it, would not exist if there wasn't pain and suffering. There would be no endurance or perseverance if there was not something hard to go through. There would be no courage if there was not something that made us very afraid. There would be no patience if there were not things that tried our patience. So there's another reason there of why God is still in control, but has allowed pain and suffering in our world. And he has allowed it so that he can bring out of us strength, qualities, characters, testing. He is testing us to see what is good within us, so that we can understand those strengths, those qualities within us. It's like putting the impure gold into the fire so that the pure gold will come out and all the dirt and the dross and the debris will be washed away. We've met people like that, haven't we, who have been through terrible suffering, and yet somehow they've come out of it shining, and there's a strength, there's a godliness, there's an integrity about those people like no other people that we've met before. So there's another reason why God, still in control, has allowed pain and suffering in our world. God bless you. Speak to you again tomorrow.